And a very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Issues and Attitudes. My name is Jeff Owens, Director at WEIU. My co-host, Corbin, we gave him the day off because today, a special show because our guest was sick. So we're going to now take you inside WEIU TV and radio. So we have Rameen Karbassioon.
Good afternoon.
Robert Calhoun.
Hello, Jeff.
And Mac White.
Hi.
Hi. So I guess what we'll start off on is maybe everybody just introduce themselves and give them a synopsis of what their job title and duties are here. So, Mac.
Hi, I'm Mac White. I am a program director and a traffic manager here at WEIU. I've been here almost 20 years.
Rob?
Production supervisor here for radio. I co-host the morning show. I am in charge of all production and everything actually that goes on air. In charge of traffic, making sure that our underwriting spots are scheduled and stuff like that. Supervise the students, and I also do some sports casting with the IU women's basketball.
Rameen Karbassioon, one of two producer directors here at WEIU TV. I'm an EIU alum. Came back to WEIU in this position fall of 07. I help produce most of our shows. I also host and produce City Spotlight on WEIU.
There you go. Well, thanks for filling in today for our guest who hopefully wants to reschedule and be back before the year's out. I want to start with Rameen, and because one of the things that we're doing new at WEIU right now is we are going to add and try to do a little bit more production service, offer more production services in the community for businesses as well as people on campus who want to live stream. So, Rameen, talk about what you all can provide from the production directors, producer director side of things.
So we've done client work previously at WEIU. In fact, I was talking to our other producer, Lacey Spence, the other day. During the summertime, the first few years that I was back here at WEIU, we did nothing but client work, commercials, underwriters. Those days are obviously long gone, but we can still go out and tape spots for folks in the community. Obviously, we have this great technology that our engineer, Dennis Riley, has gotten us that we can record and stream. And we just used it for the Coles County Clash Scholastic Bowl, and we've used it for the EIU Board of Trustees meetings. We can tape long-form productions. We've done specials. So we are not limited to just the programs that we put on WEIU, but we can come out and provide a service in the sense that if you need a video shot, a presentation shot, a simple one-camera meeting, live stream, we have all that technology right now, and it's great.
Yeah, I sometimes think because we're a non-commercial station, but we can produce regular commercials that can air on cable or over-the-air TV in the market as well. So we have that availability too, and we have a new pricing structure and a new pricing sheet if anybody is interested.
Hot off the press.
Yeah, there you go. We'll switch over to Mac, fall TV schedule. Everybody loves fall TV.
You betcha.
So can you give us some highlights? And I want to talk about a couple things after that.
I am very excited about Halloween weekend. Halloween's on Tuesday, but starting that Saturday the 28th, we have got all kinds of spooky scares and stuff lined up. Tuesday night on Halloween, we've got a PBS science show about first contact with aliens that looks pretty wild. Sunday night, the 29th, we have an hour-long documentary from PBS about zombies, the history of zombies. We've got our weird nightmare theater show that we're going to air normally on Saturday at 8. We're airing that, as always, but then we're going to also air it on Monday night at 8 to get into the Halloween spirit. We've got... on Saturday night, a Sherlock Holmes hour-long thing. Sherlock Holmes and the Giant Rat of Sumatra. That's going to be real spooky and scary. So, yeah, Halloween weekend is looking good. We've got cool stuff coming up in November also. There's a brand-new Ken Burns thing coming up that's really exciting called American Buffalo. It's 4 hours on the history of the buffalo, the impact of the buffalo in North America and on native peoples And I mean, looks really, really good. I mean, Ken Burns is the
He's
guy.
pretty good at stuff like that.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
All right.
Yeah, we like him here at PBS.
He likes that long form programming.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you about Thanksgiving and the holidays. Let's switch
Great.
over to Rob now. Rob, WEIU football as well as men's and women's basketball still on HitMix Radio, the flagship station. So talk about what people can expect here in the for football, and then kind of tease us about basketball.
Well, football is off to a great start, even though they did lose their homecoming game over the weekend. They are still doing fantastic. They're going to be at Southeast Missouri on Saturday at 2. Then the next Saturday, they'll be home against Bryant at 2, and that's Hall of Fame weekend. Then on November 4th, they're at Lindenwood at 2. Then they will go to play at home against Tennessee State, November 11th at noon. And then their last regular season game, I'm going to say regular season game because I am very hopeful that they're going to make the playoffs. They'll take on Robert Morris on the road on November 18th. That's Robert Morris in Pennsylvania, by the way.
Cool.
Eastern Illinois men, they're going to start their season on November 6th as they will be at Illinois. And the women will be at IUPUI on the 6th as well. Then the men will take on Monmouth on the 8th. Eastern Illinois women going to Indiana on the 9th. Indiana is going to probably come in as one of the top 5 teams in the country, so it's going to be a big challenge right away. Then on Saturday the 11th, the men will be at Loyola of Chicago. The men are going to play in what's called an MTE tournament in Oxford, Ohio, at Miami of Ohio. Women are actually going to go to Phoenix and play in the Grand Canyon tournament over Thanksgiving, so that's something to look forward to. And then we'll go to Albuquerque to take on New Mexico. Men are going to travel to Kansas, take on Bill Self and the Kansas Jayhawks.
Yikes.
Ooh, wow.
Women also have another Big Ten game in December. They're going to travel to Wisconsin.
Wow. We'll get into some more talk about EIU basketball with Rob. We're also going to have the coaches on in a few weeks as well, so we'll really get into some details. And Rameen, the other thing that I think I'm proud about WEIU as we do these productions and we do all of the television shows with really an 11-person staff now, new cameras, new vehicles, updated production equipment. Talk about some of the stuff that you have to work with for WEIU.
Stuff, it's great stuff. It's phenomenal. I've been pinching myself. Let's start with the vehicles. We just got new vehicles for the first time since the early 2000s, and me and Lacey Spence have been driving our new Traverse. We use the expression, we've been traversing around Central Illinois and to all the other places because we just finished taping season 3 of Take a Hike, and it is, it's a luxury, but it's also a joy to be able to have nice equipment, nice things to use, and we didn't have to stress about driving from point A to point B. We just got brand new production cameras. We just got them hot off the press. We used them for the last 3 Take a Hike episodes. I used it for the first time on City Spotlight, and this past weekend, EIU Homecoming Parade. Although we don't broadcast in 4K, our brand new production cameras are 4K capable. I am uploading as we speak. So tune in WEIU YouTube and check out some brand new first-time 4K video on WEIU. So,
Lots of good stuff.
It was a beautiful parade, and it is great to have phenomenal equipment, and I don't take for granted our engineering staff too. It's a joy to work with Dennis Riley and Kevin Armstrong. Particularly Dennis, we get to work with these productions that are multi-camera, like the Coles County Clash Scholastic Bowl. And we used our 3 new production cameras for that, and I think the program looked phenomenal. So it's a reflection of the great equipment that we have.
Can I ask a weird question?
Yes, sir.
I mean, we're just kind of talking here.
This is
and
inside WEIU.
Absolutely.
shooting the stuff.
Let's talk.
So we've got 4K cameras.
Yes.
But we don't broadcast in 4K.
That is correct.
We don't have the capability. Does any TV station in the country broadcast in 4K?
Not that I'm aware of.
In the United States,
now
they don't do 4K.
I have a certain satellite service that I don't need to name, but sporting events are available to watch because, as we know, we're all pretty casual or big-time sports viewers. Sports is produced in 4K. Now, it is typically, as they say, dumbed down for 1080 or 720 for those that know what HD specs are. But no one is broadcasting in 4K Mac.
Okay, thank you.
Mac, I want to stay with you for just a second. Can you take us inside, like when you are like preparing to start a new month, and you have to create a television schedule? Can you take us like what goes through your mind, and how do you have a bunch of papers out?
Yes, I've got papers out. I've got these weird folders of files on my computer that are they're separated by genre. So I have one folder that's just dramas. I've got one folder that's science documentaries. I got a folder that is cooking shows. And I've got all these folders and all these different kinds of programs, and then I've got this schedule, and it's like a puzzle, and I got to put this puzzle together. Because, if I have like 3 weeks on Monday night at 8:00, I can't put in a series that is 6 episodes long because it doesn't fit. So yeah, it's kind of like a puzzle.
Hey, Mac asked me a question. Can I pose him a question?
Yes.
All right, so Mac, coming up, I know from history, you have one of the craziest schedules coming up soon, which is the December programming.
Oh, yes.
You have programs that only air during that time of year. Talk about the madness of finding those programs and scheduling all the crazy Christmas programs in December.
So December is going to be really weird because we start out the month in a pledge campaign to where we're showing some exclusive programs that we only offer during pledge, and we're hoping that we get some members. So December starts off with the pledge campaign, but then we've got like a week before Christmas to where we're going to go back to normal programming, but then we have a week at Christmas time to where we're going to have Christmas programming, and then we have the week between Christmas and New Year's. So yeah, December is going to be weird.
I know. Late, our other producer, Lacey Spence, does promos for WEIU TV, and she has an insane amount of promos she cuts for December programming.
Yeah, December's weird.
Now, we're a PBS station, but we don't air every PBS show. Can you explain that?
So we're what is called a PDP station, which is a program, partial differentiated programming. And that means that we're only partially PBS. We're 25%.
25%. Okay.
25%. And I have to keep a record of all the programs that we air, and it's done by hours of programming. And the number of hours of programming that we air, I have to keep a record of this, and then I submit it every year to PBS. And we can't go over, because if we go over, we could get in big-time trouble. So we only air 25% PBS programming. So on a Saturday night, when you turn on WEIU, you're going to get a weird monster movie, is what we're airing on Saturday nights at 8:00. The regular PBS schedule, the what they call the common carriage, they're going to be airing like weird, great performances at the Met, like weird opera stuff, some weird ballet stuff. We can't afford the hours for that program, so we're airing something different.
I like the alternative programming you have with the
I hope to think
zombies,
weird.
So yeah, that's
I like
pretty
to be weird.
Well, you're darn good at it.
It's
man.
Halloween time. We like weird.
Exactly.
The other thing that we added a couple of years ago, and believe it or not, we're wrapping up the production of season 3 of Take a Hike with Lacey. And Rameen, I know you've been on all of those expeditions, so take us through a little bit of sneak preview of what people can expect in 2024 for Take a Hike.
Well, I enjoy being in front of the camera for City Spotlight, but Take a Hike allows me to be in my love, which is behind the camera. And we just finished taping our 6 episodes for Take a Hike season 3. Mac probably kind of knows a better start date than me, but I believe we're going to start airing those episodes in April and May of next year. But Lacey Spence created this program, as we've talked about with some of our newer guests, kind of out of COVID, people wanting to get out. And we have went to some really cool places. I'm just going to list them really quickly in order. And we just wrapped up taping this past week. So we went to Fox Ridge State Park, just south of Charleston, Starved Rock State Park in northern Illinois, which, if I'm correct, Mac, is the most visited state park in the state of Illinois. Ballard Nature Center in Altamont, not too far from here. Southern Illinois, Giant City State Park. And then we went to, last week, we had 2 tapings, Macon County Conservation District over there in Decatur. And we wrapped up production in Paris, Illinois. Now, our guest for our Paris, Illinois Parks was supposed to be their parks person, but he had to back out. So we were blessed to have a dignitary, Mayor of Paris, Craig Smith, and it was a fantastic shoot. Craig is a native of Paris, so he gave us a lot of little nuggets. So you'll have to wait till spring of 2024 for season 3 of Take a Hike.
If you're just tuning in today, we're kind of taking a sneak peek in behind the scenes of WEIU TV and radio with Rameen Karbassioon, Mac White, and Rob Calhoun. Let's talk a little radio, Rob. One of the things that we are happy about with radio this fall is the unbelievable amount of students that we have on staff.
We have 31 students on staff right
Wow.
now.
Wow, that's a big
And
number.
we are live from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. We have some students that are doing a 2-hour taped morning show for Saturday mornings. So we are actually having our students be on. And there is always a student on, no matter whether it be the morning show or Issues and Attitudes. Usually there is a student on here with us because we are student oriented, and that's what we are here for. It's to get the students the experience they need to get into the job market and be able to get a job, which our students do.
That's the beautiful thing about our building, Buzzard Hall. We get to work and be in the presence of these students in the areas of TV and radio. And to hear that you have 31 students, that's a big number. Because not
is a
every,
big
I
number.
mean,
That's our biggest ever.
it's the biggest. Congratulations! I mean, that's amazing. That many students are getting the experience and being on the air, and it's, you know, automation is automation, and you hear great music. But when you get to hear these students and then see where they go, it's like, oh yeah, I remember hearing them when they were on their first year on the air.
Well, and I think there's a correlation, too, is that we had our best Adopt-A-Watt this fall. I mean, with over $18.5 in cash, and if you count in-kind from Wave Graphics, over $20,000 of either cash or, you know, T-shirts were given to us to support this program. And a lot of that is live students, great alumni presence, as well as the dedication of, you know, the sponsors and everything that helped do that. So it's been a really good fall, and we're trying to convert that over to television as well right now. One of the things that we're getting ready to do, and actually I believe Kean Armstrong is doing this right now, if you check out some of our social media and website, we're going to introduce a new fall promotion called Sip and Stream that basically will give you, if you want, a WEIU coffee mug. And we'll give you one free cup of coffee from our friends at Jackson Avenue Coffee, Dan O'Rabel up there. We'll give that. We'll do the first cup of coffee if you just become a Passport member. So for $60, you become a Passport member, which Mac will talk about here in a minute. But you get Passport for that for TV, and you're going to get a brand new WEIU television coffee mug, and the Jack will buy your first cup of coffee. So, Mac, what's Passport, and why is it worth that $60?
Who doesn't like a bundle?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That is great that you're throwing that in with Passport. I can't stress enough to people out there to become a member and get this service called Passport. It is a member benefit program. It is a streaming service that we share with PBS, and the entire PBS catalog is on this streaming service. You can get on there and you can watch old Novas, you can watch old Masterpiece, you can watch episodes of Nature.
Us
You can
too.
get-
Some of our programs are on there
Our
too.
programming is available. This thing is amazing, and it $60 a year. And I am so impressed by this thing. I use it all the time. And because we're, like I said, PDP station, not full PBS, there are some programs that we can't air. Well, we offer those on Passport to our members. If you can't see it on our regular station, become a member and you can for sure see it on PBS Passport.
It's really a way for WEIU to carry all the stuff that we can't
Oh,
carry.
yeah, it's
and
amazing.
It's really good. So right there, and I should stress, that's limited to the first 50. So we're looking for 50 new members
50.
on TV right now. And so if you just check out our social media, or if you know any of us, just call and we will direct you to that promotion right now. So as we kick that off. Robert?
And the good thing about it too, Mac, is that you look at all the paid streaming services, you're going to pay a lot more than $5 a month.
Yes.
And you can do it as a sustainer as well.
Oh, yeah, it's a great thing.
There you go. Weather system, we also updated our weather and none of us are really involved in that in this room, but I can tell you right now that Cameron, Craig, and Kelly, and Dennis, and Kevin have been working on it to give us a better weather presence during our weathercast, because as you know, if you don't know, we have weather students all across this country that came from WEIU television that are in the weather department. I come Lauren in Phoenix,
coast to coast, basically,
It's incredible.
Caitlin in the New England area.
Yeah, so great updated weather system, so you ought to be able to check that out, and we're really happy about that. It'll give us the ability to update people in event emergencies a little bit better, and so that's another thing that WEIU television has added. So we think we're definitely worth a peek, and definitely worth buying that Passport programming as well. I wanted to also not Power Report with Kelly Goodwin does that over the summer. That's airing right now, Mac.
Oh, yeah.
And then obviously Kelly does Newswatch with our great EIU students, WEIU, 5:30 Monday through Friday in the spring and fall semesters. And there's a bunch of people on campus right now that are doing a tour, so hopefully some of those students have gotten that word today, and will maybe check that out and continue to be involved here at WEIU in the future. I want to ask you real quickly as we go down the line, best thing about your job, and we'll go Rameen first and down the line. Best thing about your job, Rameen?
Get to go to great places and talk to great people.
Get to see the success of our students, not only here, but when they graduate and get out into the quote-unquote real world.
I get to program a PBS station. I mean, I am a diehard PBS nerd, and I love PBS programming.
We're taking a peek inside WEIU today on this special edition of Issues and Attitudes. We had a guest that is sick that will hopefully be back later on. So we just thought, hey, let's just talk about ourselves and some of the great things happening in the fall. The other thing that we do on radio, Rob, as you can tell, is I believe December 21st, we're changing formats, but just for a week. So.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll play 100% Christmas music from December 21st through December 25th. We have a lot of great underwriters who come on board and help us support that. And it's just another thing that we can do to really enhance the holiday. I mean, we'll start playing Christmas music probably after Thanksgiving, play maybe one every other hour, then go to one an hour, then two an hour, before we delve into that 100% Christmas music on the 21st, and it is always so well received too.
Yeah.
Speaking of holidays, this is our story marathon. Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving weekend. Yes,
is a tradition that we've had because we've taped 17 of these beauties across central and southeastern Illinois. So that's a fun thing to. We'll be producing some stuff for that and resharing those wonderful programs.
That starts Thanksgiving weekend. Every This Is Our Story program that we've done gets an airing that entire weekend. The two newest that we've done get a couple of airings,
Good.
But everything gets to be seen once. Yep. And just very excited about it. The newest one which was
Jasper County.
Jasper County is going to air Thanksgiving night at 7 o'clock. Then the other most recent one, which was
Crawford
County, is going to air Friday night at 7 o'clock. And then I've always done a thing to where Saturday and Sunday at 7 o'clock, Charleston and Mattoon.
Yep, very good.
And the other thing that we don't have full details on yet, so this will be kind of a tease inside a tease, is we're looking at doing a pledge event around a classic gospel later this fall, where we will have some special guests, hopefully, and maybe almost an all-day, not an all-day, but a good half day of great gospel music and some great music performances on WEIU. So keep listening to TV, or keep listening to radio, as well as checking out WEIU television schedule and all of our social media for when that's announced. So that's going to be very exciting as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm really looking forward to putting this thing together. I think it's going to be great.
We're real excited about that. We have about 3.5 minutes left here, 4.5 minutes left, if I could do math. Not my strong suit.
No.
With Rameen, Mac, and Rob. We all were out and about at Halloween, at homecoming this past weekend. So give us some homecoming thoughts. And I'll plug in first here. I thought it was just an absolutely gorgeous day. I know it was chilly, but the sun was out, and there were so many people out and about. But it just was a really crisp fall day that you really liked to be a homecoming day.
I can't. I'll second that, Jeff. I'm a native of Charleston. My dad taught at EIU. I went to EIU. I've been a part. I've even marched in the parade when it's been sopping raining. And forget that it was cold. It was a beautiful day, and I had a great time out there. Saw you guys with your remote for Hit Mix, and so love EIU Homecoming. It's a great time.
We've always had a tradition where we are doing a live broadcast from the start of the parade, and for the last, I don't know how many years we've been doing it at Dirty's Bar and Grill. We get to see every entry that comes through there on the parade. We get to see the runners when they take off for the homecoming race. And we just have a good time out there playing music and getting to meet some of the people that listen to us on Hit Mix. In fact, this one guy came by, stopped. He was from Effingham on the way up here. He said he listened to us, and he was enjoying listening to us and what we were doing.
That's cool.
Awesome.
You walked in the parade.
I walked in the parade, and boy, did my knee and ankle feel it later that day. Yeah, it was. EIU Homecoming is. It's got to be the longest parade in the. I mean, my goodness.
It's up there.
They got vehicles, Mac, these days.
Well, I took every gosh darn step.
So Mac White put in his steps.
Yes,
go.
I did.
Well, the thing about it is they have to stop traffic on 16, but they can't stop it for the length of the parade. They have to let traffic go through, and that's why it takes so long.
Let's go back to basketball for just a second, Rob. I know I'm going to have the men's and women's coaches on here in a few weeks, so I don't want to go into detail. But I know last year we saw improvements in the men, and the women had another phenomenal season. So what's your expectations as the women's announcer?
Well, I think the women should be one of the favorites to win the OVC. I know they lost Lariah Washington, and I know that they lost Morgan Litweiler, but they've got most everybody back from last year's team. One girl decided to go to the transfer portal, and they have some freshmen that are coming in who are going to be phenomenal, including a 6'4" girl from Australia.
Wow.
So, and we would be remiss if we have nothing to do with WEIU, but our girls volleyball team here at EIU,
15
one
and
of
one.
the top
15 and 1.
50,
Yeah,
60 teams in the
amazing.
country, and is really amazing. So if you got a chance to check them out, highly suggest you do that as well before that season ends and gets into the postseason. All right, minute and a half left. We're doing rapid fire to wrap it up. I want to thank Rameen, Mac, and Rob for coming in today. Hopefully we'll have our scheduled guests back before the fall is over. We're WEIU. So we'll just go Rameen, Rob, and Mac. All-time favorite movie?
Oh, that's so tough, Jeff. I'm going to go off the top of my head. I love Tom Hanks, so I'll say The Burbs.
Caddyshack.
Alien.
Musical artist, all-time favorite?
Queen.
Van Halen.
Pink Floyd.
Oh, okay. TV show, favorite all-time TV show?
House.
Seinfeld.
The Wire.
There you go. Is there a book that you have? Do you have a favorite book that you remember reading? That's a tougher question.
Yeah, I haven't read a book in a long time. So I remember there's a couple of Ray Bradbury books that I read when I was in high school.
A book called, I think it was Ball 4, that Ron
Jim Bob?
Luciano.
Yeah.
No, the Ron Luciano one.
Okay.
That he wrote, former umpire.
A Confederacy of Dunces. I have bought every time I'm in a used bookstore. I buy this book and I give it away.
That's
Best
a great
book ever.
Great title, Mac.
Bagel topping. Favorite bagel topping?
I'll go cream cheese.
Strawberry cream cheese.
Chive cream cheese.
Oh, do you have a hobby, Rameen? Real quickly.
Travel.
Movies.
Politics.
All right. Donuts or breakfast pizza, if you ever given the choice?
Donuts.
Breakfast pizza.
Breakfast pizza.
You would donuts over breakfast pizza, Rameen? Come on, buddy.
I like regular pizza.
Well, thanks for coming in, guys. Everybody have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the sneak peek into WEIU TV and radio. We are WEIU.